This is it, Castle Rockers, the preview for the last episode of the season, so if you haven't seen it yet, I've left a link in the description, then come on back. The first 10 seconds is footage we've seen before, mixed with some interesting editing that might be hard to miss. Molly, seen here in episode 5, recounts tragic Castle Rock events, including Alan Pangborn's death that didn't happen until episode 7. But this is probably just the editing. She also mentions the fire at Juniper Hill, but the corresponding image, seen here, is of the hospital where young Henry was sent to in the alternate timeline. Unless, of course, that hospital is Juniper Hill in the alternate timeline. The kid says, "As long as I'm here, people will die. I can't stop it," as we're shown an aerial shot of an explosion in downtown Castle Rock, followed by Henry and the kid locked up across from one another. Interesting considering how much these two have spent in cages. Remember that Henry ran from the police in episode 8 after the murder of Gordon and his wife, and the kid is the prime suspect of the Juniper Hill fire. We're then given a series of quick flashes mixing some old and new footage. The new stuff shows Ruth looking contemplative. Remember that she was last seen by Reverend Appleton in episode 8 acting confused. This is what sparked Henry to run away from the police. Molly holds one of the soap carvings, possibly the one the kid left on her diorama in episode 5. Wendell in the forest here leads me to believe he'll cross timelines. Remember in episode 8 he started to hear the schisma, and we know how it draws people into the forest. We then get 2 shots of young Henry watching someone or something go over the bluffs at Castle Lake. This is likely his father, Matthew Deaver, who you recall from episode 1 fell and broke his back. And finally, the preview ends with the kid answering Henry's question of, "Who are you?" by saying, "The same as you," before we see Henry pointing a gun at an unknown figure. I don't know about you guys, but I am pumped for this episode. I'll be coming out with my full breakdown this Thursday, so make sure you're subscribed. Until then.